Action Newsroom.
And we continue to follow that breaking news from Detroit, where we just learned a few minutes ago the power is back on in Detroit 100%.
That's right. Restoration efforts took place all afternoon. And you know, this is not the first time a power outage like this has happened.
Let's continue our coverage of the massive outage with Kimberly Craig at this hour. Kim?
And Jeff and Joanne, as you know, the power has been restored. That's the good news. But the bad news is something like this could happen again because it will be 4 years before DTE takes over.
What you have is a power grid across this city that the city has not modernized in decades.
And so around 9:30 this morning, the Detroit Public Lighting Department suffered another massive failure. 911 remained working, but police and fire stations lost power. Detroit Public Schools and Detroit Receiving Hospital also lost power. Some government buildings went dark, and hundreds of traffic signals stopped working. DTE is now taking the lead to restore power.
All we know at this point is that the cable went to ground, which means that it grounded itself out. So it could be a break in the insulation. It could be many other circumstances that cause that cable to fail. Until we get to the cable and actually have a look at it, it's going to be difficult for us to determine what the cause is.
DTE recently began upgrading the Detroit Public Lighting Department's aging infrastructure, and they are slowly taking over the system.
That transition is a 4-year process. DTE is in the process of building a $200 million system to serve these customers because the DPD system was so far gone, it just could not be salvaged.
And because power is expected to be fully restored by tonight, Council President Brenda Jones says city workers should
be prepared to go back to work tomorrow.
That's right, everyone is expected back to work tomorrow. And the good news is these failures, big and small, should be less frequent and not as widespread as DTE continues with those upgrades over the next 4 years. Reporting live in downtown Detroit, Kimberly Craig, 7 Action News.
Okay, Kim, thank you so much. Our team coverage continues now with 7 Action News reporter Nima Shafee.
Nima was outside the city-county building talking with people as they were brought out by emergency responders.
Inside the Coleman A. Young Municipal Center on the 12th floor, Samuel London and his brother Joe found themselves stuck after the power outage that paralyzed parts of downtown Detroit.
The judge said, well, that's it, we're done for the day. So we had to wait for the fire department to come up and to take them. It was like 12 of us up there that was stuck on the 12th floor.
He would see firefighters come and go, but he didn't think they could help him.
I kind of figured like I was too heavy for them to try to carry me down, so I better try to walk down. But some people was in front of me and some was in the back of me, make sure I didn't fall.
He made it down despite a long list of personal health problems.
Well, I got a list of them. You don't even want to know all of them. But I do have, I have a hip replacement on the left side. I have bad knees. I have gout-ritis, and that's real bad.
He tried his hardest not to use a firefighter.
I didn't want the firemen that they could help somebody that was worse off than I was.
His brother Joe was with them. He was a little more lighthearted about the ordeal and knowing that some of the responding firefighters had their own problems to contend with at the stations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to make it. Thank you so much. In the meantime, so much for the good day, and I appreciate you. Have a great day. I'm gone.
In downtown Detroit, I'm Nima Shafee, 7 Action News.